Thank you to all the amazing listeners out there. On behalf of the Reef podcast, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for future mentions and new episodes. Have a great day.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Reef Podcast. I'm your host, Luis IPA, joined here by Nightmare Rising. We have James C. Burns in the house once again. This is actually our third time that we have him here. So good to see you. You know the drill. Just do a quick little introduction about yourself. I know it's kind of tedious, but I mean, some people don't know who you are. Some people do know who you are, but they don't know exactly what exactly you did. So,
Yeah, I was born, I was raised, and I will die one day. So there you go.
so in case you guys don't know, he actually voiced one of my favorite voices for Frank
Voice,
Woods.
face, and body. It's built on my chassis. The woods skin you're playing with right now. That's me from Black Ops 4.
Dude,
It was
how happy were you that you actually became that dude? I mean, I bet that was.
well. It's it's just an acting job. The the re, the end result is I love what I do for a living,
Mm-hmm.
and that was just one more great part I got to play.
Mm-hmm.
The best part of it is I get to meet guys like you two, and I
Mm-hmm.
get to talk to fans, and it's always nice talking to fans. So yeah, I'd say I'm fairly happy that job worked out for both of us. I think Activision was very happy too that I got the gig because the characters survived what 15 years, and now they got AI and somebody impersonating me, and I get AI replacing me. So to be able to make a character that is so compelling, they decided to have somebody imitate me and my performance, and then actually using AI to regenerate some of it. So that to me is I'm honored, man. I'm fucking honored.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's. I really wish. I mean, we don't know. I mean, we. I don't have 100% confirmation, but did you do any work on Black Ops 6? Like, did they reach out to you to do
I'm
anything?
not talking about Black Ops 6.
Ah, okay. Because I did see that Woods was the announcer, so I was like, oh god, please get James C. Burns to do the announcer, like the one that announces the matches and everything. I was like, please be that guy.
Yeah, I don't know what they got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't talk about anything.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Ah.
I gotcha. So it's all classified. Gotcha. All right. So
Even saying that means I'm talking about it. So I'm not
Yeah, we
talking about it for, I'm just not talking about it.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
So how is Sarge's corn going? I mean, I bet it's going great. I
The
mean,
corner is great. The corner really is. We keep it. We're like 100,000,
mm-hmm,
subscribers. But the point of the corner is it's a place to go to have an intelligent conversation with somebody who may disagree with you but will listen with respect. And we so desperately need that now, where you don't hate somebody because of their political alignment. You don't hate somebody just because they like the color green and you like the color blue. And that's we have descended into that type of these conversations. And what's nice about the group over the corner is that they're very supportive. You have people going through life challenges, life changes, and you can share it there. So the corner really is more of a support group now than anything else for life.
mm-hmm.
And some of the folks have been there for 4, 5 years, and they've gone from being freshmen in high school to now they're either in their first job or their second or third year in college, and it's really remarkable to watch people grow and develop, and to think that that little channel has given them a little piece of information or a boost
Mm-hmm.
when they really needed it, and it allowed them to go to the next cycle, to level up to the next cycle, and that's why I keep doing it. I mean, there's no money, there's no don't really make any money off of it. It's really just me showing up once a week and kind of refereeing this. It's like herding cats. I show up once a week.
It's the fact that, like, that, like you mentioned, like, you had people that been watching you like for so many years, like that's what
Yeah,
makes it amazing, like, like to just have like somebody like, whoa, I remember when you were a freshman in high school and now you're like
yeah,
basically with a job and everything,
Mhm.
like what in the world is
yeah,
going on there?
yeah.
And
Well, I've always felt that the industry really caters to the huge entities like the streamers and the gamers who've got 300 million followers, and they use these people as a way to verify credibility for the game. Like they bring them in, they fly them in, they feed them, they take care of them, they give them a few bucks, they play the game, and they're like paid reviewers.
Mm-hmm.
But the people who really pay for the game are the kids whose mom had to work an extra shift to get the $75 to buy a new Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really in my opinion, they're underserved. And I always wanted the ability to serve that community because they are the ones putting the time in. They are the ones who are really making the franchise successful. These big gamers, they're just out there taking money. And God bless them. I don't fault anybody for making a living. That's what they do. Somebody wants to pay you to watch you play a game. God bless you. But my point is, it's the guy with 22 followers on his YouTube channel. That's who I want to talk to. That's who I want to feel like they have access to this much bigger universe, and it is much bigger. It's a massive fucking universe. You're talking millionaires and billionaires and power, and to give you a little bit of a go inside that for a little bit, because I swam in it, still swim in it a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but I swam in those waters. I know the players, I know the people, I know what it's like on the other side of the screen, so to speak.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it's like the small. That's why, like, when we interview people, we always try to go for the small indie game communities, like the gaming, because I mean, those are small. Like they're not like AAA companies, and the small little companies like that always deserve recognition. And that's why I love doing this podcast, because not only do we sometimes interview the big people, but I mean, sometimes, like, most of the time.
Hey, I'm losing weight. What are you talking about? Don't call me a fatty. That's not fair. True. That's not fair. I'm working on it.
But basically, like, we love to, like, promote the small content creators, like the small streamers, because they're the ones that basically are busting their ass to, like, literally, like, work hard for what they do. And whenever, like, I messaged you the first time that we actually did this, I kid you not, I was scared shitless that you were to say, like, no, I'm good, I don't want to do it. Like, I mean, I kid you not, I was nervous. Because, I mean, sometimes when you message people that are already, like, made out there, it's hard to get a reply. It's hard to say, like, it's for them to say no. But, I mean...
I don't answer every reply. It's just, I really trust my intuition a lot.
Mm-hmm.
When something feels right, I've turned down a lot of invitations. Sometimes they just feel, this is wrong. Something's off with this.
Mm-hmm.
And, I've been on a couple... I have only one show I kind of regret, and it was delivered to me by a friend, somebody who I knew, and they were in a crisis, and it just felt off, and it turned out to be not a great experience. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, it was a good experience, but it just if I hadn't done it, I wouldn't have regretted not doing it. But other than that, so I really take the time to look at, and I check people out. I really see who are they, what have they done, what is their, what are they trying to do here, and so I kind of research everybody comes. I mean, I do a lot of research. I get on. How hard is it to go on and Google somebody's name, right?
And then you find something.
Well, that's the thing, and I really get upset, especially when I'm doing a lot of movies now, and I get a lot of meetings with people, and it bothers me when they come in and they have not done their homework.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so James, tell us, what movies have you been in? I go, did you not read my resume? I go, so what have you done? I go, nothing, man. I know I'm in a place where I'm dealing with either amateurs or people who are just not going to be good at this right now, because you got to know who you're talking to. You got to know, and it's just respect. Like, I look you guys up, I see what you're doing, I see what your trend is. Out of respect to you, out of respect for what your work, because you're showing up, you're spending money, spending time, and that deserves courtesy. And just knowing a little bit of someone's background, especially in this day and age where it's literally, you click a button and type 4 letters, or just even now with Siri, hey Siri, look up Louis PLA. Look at this.
Louis IPA.
Siri off. Siri. So the point is, in this day and age, it is so easy to do a modicum of research. So you can have a conversation with somebody. Oh, hey, I saw you did this. I do an improv class with a bunch of people who I don't tell anybody who I am or what I do. I just go to do my class, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you get the look like, do I know you? And I've been in so many like TV and I've been all over the place, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you think you recognize me. And I was trying to talk to this young gal who's like she's pretty talented, but why is she not further along? And then I started doing some homework on her, and then I realized that I'm the only person in this class who went down the list of names and said, "Oh, what have you done? Oh, you've done this." And actually look up on YouTube. Oh, there's a couple sketches. But I go, that's something. I don't know if that's a generational thing,
Mm-hmm.
if that's a Burns thing. But more and more I'll get onto these interviews with people who have no idea they'll know about the Woods thing, but they don't know about the other 200 things that I've done or the movies that are coming.
Like they actually
Yeah,
don't know about your whole coaching and everything that you did back then and everything.
nothing. It's remarkable. And a lot of times I'll sort of like I'll castigate them online for that. I'll make fun of them for not knowing. I said, and that's something that I really when I see it
Mm-hmm.
and I experience it with somebody, it's like it tells me I'm in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
If you go on a show and nobody knows if they don't know why you're there, like, well, you're the guest. Why'd you bring me on? If you don't know who, and you expect me to read my resume, I don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk about things, but I'm not going to read my resume to you.
Exactly.
Anyways,
You always have to come prepared no matter what, because I
I agree. That's what I love about you guys. You really have. Well, you do. The other guy, he just sits there with his glasses on.
No, see, I kind of stay quiet while he's talking, let him do his thing. I know, like my end, I do a lot of IT work myself, and I've had people twist what my resume says, and I'm like, no, I've never done that. I know how to do it, but I've never done it professionally.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a question from the community here for you, James. Do you want to read it aloud, Nightmare?
Are we live right now?
Yeah, we are.
Oh shit! Anyway, I thought we were recording.
No, it's not recording.
I would have edited a few things that I know we were.
Hey, the podcast has grown. The podcast has grown from like a basically family friendly to a 21 plus. So you're good. You're good. It has grown a lot because we're almost at a 5-year mark, and that's why I was like, dude, we got to bring James back in because you're actually one of our. Like, I consider you a friend now, man. If I see you, if I see you in person and everything like that, it's like, hey, let's go have a little drink.
Comrades, man. We're playmates. Absolutely.
All right, so go ahead with the question, Nightmare.
So the question is, what is your opinion on AI replacing voice actors? Do you think anyone who does this without the voice artist's permission is harming voice actors?
Oh, of course. I've already, again, just things I can't talk about legally, but it's money out of your pocket. I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth because I produce music and I work in the medium, and I have been using AI to replace the work of many people, and I used to have a payroll, and it's like I don't buy service, I don't need them, and it's faster with AI. And in some cases, better quality because I'm not dealing with emotions or fatigue. It's just here. I want you to see. Separate this track from that track, and it does it in 3 or 4 minutes. So I have actually, there are people who don't make money they made before because I don't use them anymore. Well, that's the same way. I have to look at them exploiting my voice. If I sign a contract, which I did, and it says we have your voice and likeness in perpetuity, well, I can't argue that. They can do that as long as they keep it under certain parameters of the contract. But I think what's going to happen, and this is going to really force the cream to rise to the top. If you're just putting your time, if you're not super talented, you're going to be replaced. That's all. A great performance, AI cannot do a great performance, not yet. It can imitate a voice, it can try to match an inflection, but it's that spark of creativity, that spark of rebellion, that spark of initiative that AI just can't do yet. And I say I can talk in terms of the Woods character. Most of that was improv. Most of that was shit I wrote on the spot. Most of it was like resistance to the idea of what the script, the writers said, because my insights were far different than the writers. And I said, wait a minute, that's not how the situation would go down. You'd never say that here. You'd say this. Mm-hmm. Now, AI is far from that. So that creative intervention of experience is gone. But my voice is easily replicated. I mean, people imitate me all the time. Obviously, some guys get paid for it, right? Mm-hmm. So that thing is, it's going to do several things. It's going to force people to be much more creative, and it's also going to take a lot of people who can make a living because they have a vocal quality. A lot of guys have this quality here, and it works for Batman. Mm-hmm. Well, that can be replaced, but to have somebody who can live in Batman's shoes and give you a line reading that you never expected, but it's so much better, that will be lost. Mm-hmm. And the other thing I fear is that I've been watching a lot of AI generated, it looks like reality. Mm-hmm. And we become accustomed to what we see frequently. I agree. When we get accustomed to seeing these near life like AI replications of characters and things, and that becomes the norm. Mm-hmm. We become used to that. And plus now we're watching on screens this big. Mm-hmm. So that attention to detail is now drifting away. And I've done this year, I stepped into the world of vertical content. Mm-hmm. I did a couple movies mm-hmm. that are now shot specifically for watching it on an iPhone or a phone mm-hmm. on a vertical format. Right. Instead of being 16 by 9, they're 9 by 16. Mm-hmm. And that changes the way you make content. It changes the way you shoot it. It changes the way you can actually have a conversation because you can't track left to right. You track in depth. So the medium, the entertainment world is going to change dramatically. And so again, I'm talking out both sides of I have two balanced opinions here. One is, I think it's going to do, in one area, it's going to make a lot of opportunity for people who know how to exploit the technology. And I think those who have had a nice, comfortable living being pretty good at it are going to be left by the wayside, because if you do not become extraordinary, then AI can replace you. So you have to have the skill. You have to be so fucking good or different, extraordinary, that AI can't replace you. Now that's achievable, but how many spots are like that? And so on one side, I always strive for extraordinary, so I feel safe there. But I also know that, wow, there is this whole group that can now drive the prices down. Like, the making a living as an actor is going to become infinitely more difficult until you become a star. Then it's easy. So I know that's a very wide umbrella I just opened. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, there's always good and bad. It's up to us to decide, how do we adapt to this new situation? Because we've been adapting our entire lives, and as an artist, I always do this. Mm-hmm. I'm a fucking volunteer, man. Being an actor is not a civil right. There's not, no one owes anybody a career as an actor or an athlete or an artist, because that's, you get paid on this, it's a subjective thing. It's not objective, it's subjective. So nobody owes me a living. Nobody owes me an opportunity. That's not how it works. Either you're right for the job or you're not. Mm-hmm. Either they see you in this role or they don't. And you can manipulate that, you can cry whatever injustice it is, but at the end of the day, there's more shit being made today because of, people are not striving for excellence, just striving for making things, I don't know. It's just, when I watch, I go, why is that person in that movie? Oh, I know why. Oh, why are they making this film? Oh, I know why. And we're gonna look back, 30 years, say there's a time when we made a lot of shitty movies. Aren't you sick of the of Marvel and DC? Aren't you sick of it? And they keep cranking that shit out. And now now we have to have a woman play the Hulk. The She-Hulk. Like, yeah, well, okay. Now we're crossing into lines where, all right, if that's the new adjustment, adapting that direction, then you got to decide: do I want to play along with that, or am I going elsewhere? And that, again, we're volunteers. Can't complain about the business. If it goes your way, great. If it doesn't go your way, great. And that's really going back to the AI. It's about adaptability, and we are constantly adapting to what does the audience want to see, and that's what it comes down to being.
I mean, you
Look
basically
at Rebel Moon. Fucking, it's awful. But they made it. What? It's rebel. It's terrible. It's terrible.
I mean, at the end of the day, you're your own creator. Like your own. You basically.
Well, you guys know because you're building your own. You're doing it yourselves. This is you. Nobody's doing this shit for you. I mean, how many hours a week do you got to invest in this? How much money do you invest in the equipment? How much time?
A lot.
But this is my point. Is like you guys, and that's why I say you guys deserve some attention because you're investing time and energy, and you're doing your homework, and you're doing it right, and you're striving for excellence. Who doesn't want to be around that?
Absolutely. So, you said you live around the Cali area, right? Like California and everything, I believe, from last time we talked. I mean, or
Southern California,
yeah. So this year, unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to make it to the convention, but 100% sure me and my co-host here are gonna make it next year. So I still have like your coffee mug that we planned on getting you. So I'm definitely gonna get that to you.
Wait, which convention are you talking about? Comic-Con's gone, right?
Twitch conventions.
What?
They have
Twitch's convention.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the one in San Diego. So basically, like
I can't keep track, you guys.
Yeah. Oh no.
There's a lot out there.
Yeah, I know California is known for all that. Believe me, because I want to move there like really bad, and I finally got a.
Why?
Why
do you want to move there?
Okay,
First of all, you're not going to afford it.
Mm-hmm.
They tax if you're probably operating as a business, which means you're going to get crushed with taxes. They're going to crush you. I mean. The only way you can come here is if you go across the border and become an illegal alien, and they'll give you like 125 grand to buy a house. That's the only way I would suggest to do it because that's what's happening in California. The taxes are incredible. It's a difficult place to live. There's a lot of competition for resources, a lot of competition for highways to drive, a lot of competition in general. So there's this fantasy about coming to LA. The beach is it's like whatever you're doing, I would come out here and spend a month and see if living here really is a viable option because you better be ready for a culture shift. It's a culture shift.
Definitely. I mean, from the south to the west, I mean, that's a whole big shift.
Yeah.
But I'm actually planning on going around Escondido area, around that area. Like
Escondido is beautiful.
Oh, absolutely. One of my best friends lives out there, and he basically offered me, like, if I decide to move, like, I can be roommates with him. So I was like,
Oh, there you go. Yeah. That's a good way to do it. Well, when you're down by San Diego area, it's a little different. There's a lot more conservatives there, so you have a different lifestyle. But at the same time, it's still really expensive. It's going to be expensive.
Well, the good thing is that, like I said, I mean, he does, like, he works for a clinic doing HR work. And basically, like, he's settled and he's like, hey, I'll let you get adjusted and everything. And I work for a corporation. I work for Best Buy now. So basically, like, I'm able to, like, transfer jobs and everything. And then I've been...
And then you get probably get great discounts too.
Oh, 100%. I love the discount. And then, of course, when I work holidays, good pay. Really good pay. I'm actually
there you go. I love it. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, but definitely, like, for sure, I'm gonna. You have since you have a PO box, I'm gonna need your PO box so I can send you that coffee mug that I promised you.
Dude, that's fine.
Yeah, because I mean,
I'll be honest with you. I appreciate it, but I own 3 coffee cups. I will not get a 4th.
Okay, so you want a shirt instead?
I just want a good wish, and maybe we'll come out here. We'll go grab a beer, maybe get a burger.
All right. But here's the big question: domestic beer or imported beer?
I don't get. What's the best beer in the world?
Imported.
No, free beer.
I was gonna say it's free beer.
Free beer.
See, that's why I love being military veteran. Is every military veteran will tell you free beer's the best beer. Don't
That's
matter.
the best beer. Free beer. Free beer. Yeah.
No, but I'll be the one treating you. You're not treating me. I'm treating you.
Fine. I'll be more than happy to have you buy me a beer. Well, the thing is, I really have spent the last 3 years of my life just making space, opening up space. I stop replacing clothes. You know, if a T-shirt gets torn up and too dirty, I throw it out. I don't replace it because I'm trying to limit the amount of decisions I got to make in a day. I've gone down to have 2 suits. I have a blue suit and a gray suit. That's it, man. I got a couple sport coats. I got 2 white shirts. I got white T-shirts. I got blue T-shirts. That's it. I got 3 summer shirts. That's it. I don't want to put my life. There's time is such a precious commodity that trying to decide what to wear is a waste of my time.
I agree.
And so I just know jeans and a T-shirt. Boom, I'm done. These T-shirts, I'm done. That's it. I don't have to think about it. I got 2 belts. They're already in the pants. It's like this is the new life. So accumulating stuff. I'm not accumulating anything. I have to get rid of it. I got rid of all my deviation game stuff. I just got rid of it. I'm getting rid of all of my Call of Duty stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I got that my big the one of a kind Black Ops 2 poster.
Oh my
It's
lord!
going up for auction. Yeah, it's going up. I got all my Funko So basically, Woods' anniversary is coming up this year, number 15. For when I became from the audition for Woods, from my anniversary is coming up. I think next week. So I'm gonna do a quick. I'm gonna sale and I'm gonna put all the stuff up and move it on.
By all
means,
send us the link to it, and we'll definitely promote that for you because
it's Sarge's Corner.
I might just grab a couple things.
It's Sarge's Corner.store.
There you go. You heard it here.
Yeah, we're getting rid of the comic books. I got a bunch of comic books to go, and it's all set, man. We're moving on, man. We're moving on to other things.
And you know what? The fact that you're still hard at work, that's just inspiring. And
well, don't do that. I'm not hard at work at anything. I don't work hard at anything. I just show up and do what's fun. I haven't worked hard in a day of my life. What, you think running around acting like a fucking toy soldier is hard? Come on.
Now, I do have a question about that. Did they have anybody from the military come in and kind of like coach you at all with that?
Well, I had plenty of that prior to it. I'd done a bunch of roles where I had, consultants and advisors. Woods is based primarily on 3 things. A book by John J. Plaster is called The Secret Commandos of the SOG. Plaster was one of the original SOG team members. He's one of the guys that built it out, invented all the gear they had. Then I read the book on Hathcock Sniper. And then my next door neighbor was a Green Beret. Growing up when I was a young kid, he went up, he was my fishing buddy, and he went off to Nam, and he came back a totally different dude, and he would, we still go fishing, I think 11, and he would teach me things like snares and how to walk through the woods without getting caught. I mean, he came back, and he was fucked up. He had fucked up. And he'd come over, he'd sneak in the house, and he'd wake me up, and go fishing down the river in the mornings. And so I based it on those 3 guys. Just characters, yeah.
Man, I'm just excited to because I mean it's hard for me to actually engage with people that I'm not trying to boast you or anything like that, but it's just when I meet people like you, it only makes me work harder at what I do. So
Good.
I'm just saying all the interviews that we've had with you has only made me a better person. So thank you for that.
Well, I would love to take credit for your personal growth, but I can't. It's like I coached hockey for 25 years. That's how I made my living before I became an actor. And what I learned early on is that I will own your failures, but I cannot share in your victories because it's not me on the ice playing. It's not me out there doing this. You're the one who's seeing something. Now, if I am that mirror for you, that's on you. That's you having done enough work to recognize something. Oh, I see this. And you own it and you work it. Just as if you look at me and you do something stupid because I told you to do it. Well, I don't own that either. You know what I mean? But if I give you something and it fails you, that's on me. You know, and the idea is that you always got to own everything you achieve. No one else does it for you. It's a fallacy. There's no one has it easier than somebody else. You either choose to go to work, you know, take the steps. I mean, by work, I mean take the steps that are necessary to get, you know, what's the next step? What's the next step? And you keep doing it. And you narrow your focus down to the important things. So sometimes you got to say no to the relationship. You got to say no to having a girlfriend. You got to say no to buying that truck because you got to save your money for this. The more you narrow, the work is in the narrowing of your focus to only the things that are going to get you to where you want to be can be considered. And that's the work right there a bit. And if you come to a show of mine, you talk to me, and you walk away elevated, that's because you were looking to be elevated. And I just happened to be a mirror. You saw yourself in me. That's all.
That's awesome. All right, so we only have a few minutes left, but I just want to say thank you again for being part of this.
Oh, these go fast, don't these?
Oh,
Yeah.
they
Oh,
go
yeah.
super fast. That's why we always. But I mean, if in the future, like, you know, you want to be part of it too, we're actually gonna start incorporating Skype. I don't know if you're familiar with Skype.
I use Skype all the time, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so next time, like, you know, we talk to you, we'll use Skype because
Or,
that's
yeah,
not. Well,
yeah, FaceTime has its own recording feature as well. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So FaceTime is great too.
okay.
No, but I feel bad because you guys don't ever get to talk, and I just kind of get on conversation. I go off on these freaking tangents. You know?
Hey,
So, you know.
it's all about you in here, James, and we cannot
Oh,
think.
for Christ's sakes.
Hey,
That's not about me.
but no, I mean, this is basically like, you know, because we love your show, like we love your show that you do on YouTube. We love everything that you do, and we cannot wait to talk to you again. And I'm still gonna remember. Go have a beer with James when I go to San Diego.
Problem is that I don't get to play a song for you today because you're running out of time. It's too bad to have a whole new song for you guys.
Oh my lord!
Oh man.
We'll definitely keep you an eye. I mean, we have each other on Twitter, so if you want, you can tag us by all means. Like, you know, just tag us, and I'll be like, okay, that's perfect. We'll use that, like, you know, for a future episode.
Oh. I think you guys are great. I love your preparation. I love your professionalism. I see great things for you guys, but I'm going to give you one little piece of information. Some coaching, okay?
Gotcha.
Can you hear from an old angry old bastard?
Go for it.
You have to look into the fucking camera. All I see is you looking off to the side. You got to do that right there.
Like right here, this.
You spent the whole fucking time looking over there. I couldn't see your eyes. And I thought, is this guy autistic? You know, like it's like, you know, you have to, because like you got to connect. So I would move my camera is almost lined up with your picture, so I can look at you because I know you're watching me, which I appreciate. But you got to line your lens up so it catches you looking right at your subject. Because right now all I see is this is what you look like.
Well, and
it's fucking weird, man. You're sitting there like.
Well, the main reason why I do that is because we also keep up with the questions with the live feed. So basically,
again.
Well, I mean, I look over every now and then. You see me look over, and then I'll look back.
Yeah.
Well, you have the glasses. I can't tell where the fuck you're looking.
That's why I wear the glasses.
You probably got pornography going on in the background because I'm bored as shit out of you. No, but seriously, line up your camera so you can read. It's all on one screen, so the camera can see your eyes.
Gotcha.
Because if it can't see your eye, I guarantee you'll have a much better result from your audience if they can see your eyes.
Gotcha.
Because we can't see your eyes.
Yeah.
You look very shifty. Come right down the fucking barrel, man. Right down the tube.
Gotcha.
And it'll change the entire experience. Line up your screen so you have your camera can watch you read things, can watch your eyes, because that becomes interesting.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you again for the time. I appreciate you, and best of luck with the Call of Duty anniversary that you have coming up. So happy to hear that, like, you know, 15 years that you've been doing that. So thank you again for the time.
Oh man, it's something, right?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, have a good one.
Peace and love. Bye for now.
Later.
Take care.
As always, today's episode of the Reef Podcast was streamed live on Twitch. If you could not make it to the live stream of the podcast, you can always listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and iHeart Radio. Thanks for listening. See you next time.